Today I am going to persuade you to be for euthanasia, which is it's called mercy killing, and it's where the person, have the choice to end your life by euthanizing yourself. The actual definition of it is the practice of intentionally ending life in order to relieve pain and suffering. Now, there's 3 different categories of euthanasia. You have the voluntary, involuntary, and non-voluntary. Voluntary goes along with the definition. It's when you, the person, choose, I'm in a lot of pain, I'm suffering, it's time for me to go, and it's just not happening fast enough. So the actual definition to it is the practice of ending life in a painless manner. Non-voluntary is, say, there's a person in a coma or they can't communicate how they're feeling, but their quality of life is really low. That's where non-voluntary euthanasia comes in, because the family decides to euthanize or end the life of a family member. Involuntary euthanasia is where a person isn't given the opportunity or even asked to consent to being euthanized. It's most closely considered murder compared to the other two. I would most closely associate this one with the death penalty, just because, people on death row aren't asked if they want to be euthanized or not. They are told that this is going to happen. There are some pros and cons to it. The pros are it provides a way to relieve pain, provides a way of relief when a person's quality of life is low. It frees up medical funds so that hospitals and end-of-life care can help other people, which sounds bad, I know, but in a way that is a pro, because when a person has low quality of life, they can live for years like that. And especially if they're older, they're on a Medicaid and disability and all these other things that come from government funding that could be used for other people as well that aren't getting it, because you've got this one person that is basically waiting to die and probably wants to die, but it's just not happening. And it's also, another pro of it is having a freedom of choice, where I say, well, I've got horrible cancer, I can't walk, I can't go to the bathroom on my own, I can't bathe on my own, I can't breathe, I can't eat, my body is slowly eating itself away, so why prolong the inevitable and just get it done and over with? That should be everybody's freedom of choice. Now, on the flip side of it, you do have some cons, which are, to some people, it devalues human life. It can be a means of healthcare costs containment. And a lot of people believe that physicians should not be involved because a lot of people believe that euthanasia is suicide because you are putting a serum into your veins and basically ending your life before it wants to end, I guess is how to say it. The religious views on it would be most religious people are against euthanasia just because of the simple fact that it's suicide, and it strictly says in the Bible that the Bible and God is against suicide. And for those who believe in heaven and hell, it's an automatic way to go to hell. So most religious people are against it. Now here's my question to you. After hearing all of this, if you were in a position where you are in horrible pain and you can't get away from it, you can't take any more pain medication because you're maxed out on it, and you can't drive yourself to the grocery store, you can't get up and go to the bathroom on your own, you can't wash your own hair, you can't cook your own food, you barely can eat, you can't drink, how would you feel if you had gotten to that point of life where you literally cannot take care of yourself and you are just waiting to go? You have no quality of life, you barely have brain function. These are the cases that people are talking about euthanizing. If it was you, how would you feel? Would you want to go on the rest of your life that way? Another question I would have for you is, how does euthanization differ from the death penalty? Because if you think about it, when someone's put on death row, you are sticking the euthanasia serum into their veins, and you are essentially killing them. That's essentially what happens. And that is really way before their time. Even though, I understand that, they may have done something horrible or unthinkable, but it still doesn't matter. You're still letting that person kill themselves. I mean, who knows? You don't know what's going on in that person's head. You don't know why they did what they did. Some people could be demented in the head and be getting themselves put on death row just because, hey, if the state does it, it's not considered suicide. The state is killing me. Also, when our animals are really sick, what do we do to them? I think my family has personally euthanized a lot of our animals when their quality of life is really low. So I don't understand what the difference is between humans and animals. So my question to you is, yes, I know Virginia is a pro-life state, but we have abortion, we have the death penalty, and we can euthanize our animals. How's that pro-life? I mean, an animal doesn't have a voice like we do, so they can't tell you how they're feeling or whether or not they want to die or live. So that is all for my euthanasia opinion, or whatever you would like to call it. I would just ask yourself every day, is it really different from what we do in a lot of our own little practices in the veterinary office or in the state penitentiary? I am totally and completely for euthanasia, because I'm going to tell you one thing: I do not want to be laying in a hospital bed at 90 years old and not being able to breathe or eat. It would just be my time to go. So, thank you.